Hi everyone, Nigel Saunders here. Today I'm going to be pruning up this jade. I got this jade long ago from a KW Bonsai Society member, Jock. And the last time I pruned it was in July of 2022. And you can see it's grown in. And today I'm going to prune it back once again. Here is a look at the tree. So it flowered this winter. It got these white flowers on it, little fine ones. It was very, very nice looking. And you can see all the shoots have kind of grown long and it's lost all the leaves from the lower part of the branches here. So the canopy is still full, but I want to prune this structure back, all these long whippy kind of branches, prune it back to get it more compact. I also want to do some shoot selection. You can see from where I pruned it previously, there's multiple branches coming out from one spot. So I want all the branches dividing from 1 to 2. I'm not sure exactly what type of jade this is. It has kind of small, thin, succulent leaves, not the big plump ones that you see on your typical jades. And it seems to flower regularly. I leave it out in the poly house until the temperatures get close to the freezing point, and that seems to stimulate the flowering, and usually when I bring it in over winter it gets a white crown of flowers on top. So it's quite a beautiful little tree. My first task for today is to give the tree a spray with soap and water. There was some woolly aphids on the plant. I didn't notice them until I brought it up into the greenhouse here, and now you can see them quite clearly. There's some white. I have sprayed it once in the winter, but I definitely want to get the insects off of the tree. I'm just checking it out here. Yeah, so I'll give it a spray with soap and water. Here I go. I'll start underneath and spray up. Like that, and then I'll spray from above. Make sure I get all those inner branches. I should do it. So I'll let that sit on the tree for, 5-10 minutes, and then I'll give it a thorough rinse. And that should get rid of all the aphids. It is time to give the tree a rinse now. So I'll be thoroughly soaking the soil here, so I've got to be careful that I try and get the soil dried out. And it's sunny today, so I'll tilt the pot, try and get as much water out of the soil as possible, because after pruning there won't be many leaves on the tree to take up water from the soil, so you run the risk of root rot. So I've got to be very careful to get this dried out as quickly as possible. So that should do it. It's rinsed off now. So on the bottom of the pot I have 2 drainage holes so I can tilt the tree. And that'll get as much water out of the soil as I can. So I'll just let that drain for a bit, and then I'll get to the pruning. Alright, the tree should be drained quite well. Give it a bit of a shake to get any excess water out. And that should be good. And as I said, I'll keep it in the sunshine today. Outside, it's warm outside for the daytime. Tonight we're going down to 1 degree above freezing, so pretty cold night coming up. So I'm going to begin the pruning now, and you'll notice that all this new growth that came in, it's quite skinny still. So what I want to do is to mainly do branch selection today. As I said, dividing every branch from 1 to 2. Maybe eliminating some of the new growth that's come in kind of strange spots. So a basic cleanup of the structure, but I won't be pruning it back to get it compact because I want these transitions to be smoother, going from thick to thin, and I need to thicken up that new growth a bit still before I prune it back once again. Okay, I've sharpened my scissors. They were a little dull after doing all that root pruning. So I'll start right here on this branch. So you can see it comes up, it divides into two here, and then divides into two again. And this shoot is growing back in towards the tree, so I'm going to remove that one. Like that. I'll clean up any of these old leaves that are on the tree. It's just places for bugs to hide. So that's got this front branch pruned up. Behind that one, you know, you can see it comes up here and divides. And again, the one shoot is growing back in towards the center of the tree, so I'll eliminate that one. Like that. And then it comes up, there's a nice shoot fanning out here, there's one fanning out here, and then this third one is growing back in again towards the center of the tree, so that one's gets pruned away. Always opening up the tree so every branch gets light. And then off of this branch it comes up, it was pruned here, and there's a funny horizontal branch here that's quite strange looking, and then the other part of it grows back in towards the center of the tree. So I'm going to eliminate this one. That one's gone. And then this funny branch, it's quite awkward looking. I can't do much. I'm hoping I get some new shoots in this area, and then I can prune that funny branch away and try and get more of a flowing type branch. I don't want like awkward kinks in my branches and stuff. So that takes care of this lowest branch on the tree. If we go to this back one, I pruned it up here, and I've got all these shoots that are growing, you know, back in towards the center of the tree, so I need to eliminate those. So I'm just going to come in here and do a big cut, taking that 3 branches off like that. And again, I'll just clean up all my debris here, the old leaves. So that branch then comes up, and the top part is fine. It grows up fine, and then there's a new little shoot back here that I could leave. I think I will. And then this one's growing back in towards the center of the tree, so I'll prune this one away like that. And then I have another one coming from the inside here. If this is the front view, you can see it growing in towards the center of the tree, so I'll take that one out. Cleaning up, making sure there's no aphids hiding anywhere. Yeah, so that's got that part of the branch pruned up. This one comes up, and I have a branch growing in towards the center here I can remove. I've got a nice one fanning out the back, and then I have one growing in towards the center of the tree. This vertical one is fine for now. It may get pruned off, you know, later on, but for now it's fine. This branch coming up here, I've got, it fans out, and I'm looking for the best branches that flow. This one's a good one, so I'm going to take off this one on the inside here. That one can come out. And then I've got to divide this from 1 to 2. I think this branch here is a good one. So I'm going to prune this cascading one off, and the one on the inside here, like that.
You can see how it opens up the structure. There's a branch down low here that wants to grow, and now that it's getting light, it may grow. Up on this branch, it divides from 1 to 3 here. I'll take off the one that's pointing to the inside of the tree. And on this one, I'll also take off the one on the inside here, dividing it from 1 to 2. So that's looking better in that area. Now let's keep going around. So here's the next branch coming up. It divides from 1 to 2 here. There's a branch too close to this division. I'm taking it out. It's too close to this division. There's 2 thick branches that divide into 2 there, and I don't want it all clogged up with too many fine branches. So off of this branch, I've got it dividing from 1 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 branches. So again, I like the flow line of this one. It's nice. And this one's pretty good, but this one's not very good. So I'm taking this one out. And this one up the center can come out. You can see where the aphids were at that junction, hiding in the crevices. The one that's cascading down, I'm going to remove. This one's cascading down. I'm going to remove that. It just does not flow nicely. So now I've still got it dividing from 1 to 4 here. So I think I still like this choice. I'm just going to look from the front. Yeah. So I'll take out this one growing up the center. And the radial direction of the branch is kind of here. These 2 are pretty good. It's a tough choice between these 3 branches here. So I'm looking from the front. Tough choice. It's a very tough choice. I think I'll stick with my original decision of keeping these 2 branches and getting rid of this one. Like that. So now this branch flows out quite nicely. So this branch, it's all looking good, the divisions on that branch. So now I'm out to this one. It comes up, and I think in this case, this one's kind of growing, crossing the trunk line, so it can come out. So now I'm dividing from 1 to 2, and they flow fairly good. Up top here, there's a division of 1 to 3. I'll take out the shoot on the inside, and there's one here on the inside I can remove also, keeping everything fanning out to create a nice canopy for the future. There's a branch in here coming off the main trunk. It comes up, it divides from 1 to 2, and I don't think I want this vertical shoot on it, so I'll take that one out just to clean it up a bit. It was getting a little cluttered in there. So it still divides from 1 to 2 here. There's a new shoot growing up the center here. It comes from this lowest branch, and it's growing directly in front of this thicker trunk behind, so I'm going to eliminate it. It's just not necessary to have duplicate branches. So that leaves me up to the apex of the tree now. So I have a branch coming straight out the front here. I'm going to eliminate that one. That one's gone, and you can see the trunk line a little more clearly. I like this as my new kind of leader for this branch. I've got a branch. I've got 2 branches growing here from the same spot. I don't know if I need this one. It's not bad. It's nice to have something coming out front. So maybe this back one needs to be eliminated. I think so. So I'm going to come in here and eliminate this back one, which there's 2 branches growing from one spot there. I don't think I need either of them, so they're coming off. There's 1 gone. Well, 2 gone. Just clean that cut up a bit, like that. And then I've got to decide between these 2 branches which one I keep. And I think it'll be the one out front, and I'll eliminate this one out the back. Like that. That's kind of opening the canopy up a bit. And then up here I've got this branch kind of leader dividing into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 branches. So again, I want to pick my best branches. I was going to keep this as the kind of branch or trunk leader. This one's fanning out nicely. I could prune off the vertical part and keep this side shoot, and I think I will. Like that. There's one on this branch growing back in towards the center of the tree. I'll take that one out. And I still have to decide what I'm keeping and what I'm getting rid of. I think the one going directly up the center here, it kind of continues this branch and it makes this branch kind of straight. So I'm going to take that one out. Like that. Kind of, you know, create some movement to this crown. And then I do like the branch off here, and as I said, I like the one up the front. If I got rid of this one and the back one, is that a possibility? Yeah, that's a good possibility. Okay, I'm going to do that. So here goes this branch. And the one behind. You can see it really simplifies that top, but this will grow more branches. It's getting all that light and vigor at the top of the tree. I'll just clean up this cut here. Like that. Get rid of some more of these dead leaves. So in the winter time, because I keep it cool, you get some warm spells in winter and the temperature in the basement kind of goes up a little higher and the tree starts to grow. And then it cools off again outside and the temperature in the basement goes colder. So some of that new growth dies off. And then when it warms up again, it tries to grow again. So that's why I have a lot of dead leaves on this tree, is just from that trying to grow, and then it gets set back, and then it tries to grow again, and it's set back. So I think that's got everything pruned up. Yeah, it's really kind of simplified the structure. And I think, you know, you'll see by the end of summer, it'll have really filled in this tree. Yeah, so let's have a 360 look at it now. Here's the current front of the tree. So I'll spin it around. So we're coming around to the right-hand side, to the back of the tree, to the left-hand side, and back to the front, which I think will be somewhere here. The front of the pot's here, but I like the tree just offset a bit. Yeah, so that's the tree.
This type of structural pruning is hard to do on your plants because you have this nice green canopy and then you cut it all back. But these pruning operations, you're pruning for the future, sorting out that structure, and they'll fill in again and start to look really good, even better. So, and that's what you have to keep doing with your bonsai is, you know, you have this beautiful green canopy and then you've got to sort out the structure and it looks not so good for a while, and then it fills out again and you prune it back again. And yeah, you've just got to enjoy your trees when they're looking good and realize that it's a ongoing process of letting it grow, cutting it back, letting it grow, cutting it back. And you know, eventually as this tree matures, you end up with something really exceptional, you know, a beautiful structure and, you know, no major flaws, there's no weird branches or anything. You end up with something that's really quite special, and it becomes beautiful to look at. It's not just like an ordinary looking jade. It becomes something special. So that is all for today. I'm Nigel Saunders. Thanks for joining me in the Bonsai Zone.